Your organization, the Texas Public Policy Foundation, filed this lawsuit alleging that Obamacare was unconstitutional. Tell me why.
Well, as you remember, the first time that Obamacare was challenged in NFIB versus Sebelius, 5 justices of the Supreme Court recognized that Obamacare was unconstitutional. But Justice Roberts flipped last minute, and he says that they can uphold it under Congress's taxing power. Now that the Trump administration and Congress have passed tax reform and removed the tax penalty for the individual mandate, it's no longer can be determined to be a tax, and therefore it's unconstitutional, just like 5 justices already said it is.
All right, and I guess tell me why. So what happened in the tax reform is sort of the talking point is that Trump got rid of the individual mandate. Technically, he didn't get rid of the individual mandate. He just reduced the penalty to 0. So there's no reason why anybody wouldn't violate that if they don't want to go purchase insurance. There's no penalty. There's no incentive to do that. We don't have to do that if we don't want, because the government can't penalize us for doing that. So your argument in this lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken, is that because the penalty is 0, it can't constitute a tax because there's no revenue that it garners?
That's right. Justice Roberts was very careful in the way that he structured his opinion. He said that it was a tax, not because it was intended to be a tax, but because it generated revenue and it was collected by the Internal Revenue Service. And it was a really stretched opinion to get there. Since it no longer generates revenue that's collected by the Internal Revenue Service, it's no longer a tax. It's still the law. It's still illegal if you don't purchase insurance. But the very tenuous basis by which they upheld the law in the first place is no longer good law.
Right. I think that's very interesting, actually, because Congress wouldn't have the authority to enforce a mandate like this if there wasn't a revenue-generating provision in it. Like you said, that's the whole basis of what Justice Roberts said on that fateful day when he said the Obamacare mandate was a tax. So the Department of Justice, Trump's Department of Justice, is now siding with you guys. They say, and I want to quote here, this is from the DOJ. They say the plaintiffs have demonstrated a substantial likelihood of success on the merits. Explain that to us.
Basically, whenever what they're saying is they think that there's a very high probability that we'll win. We're seeking an injunction in this case. And part of the standard when you seek an injunction before there's been any sort of trial is for the court to say how likely is it that the plaintiffs will succeed on the merits. In this case, the administration is conceding the fact that it's extremely likely that we'll succeed on the merits in showing that Obamacare in this case is unconstitutional.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.